Hello and welcome back to Drinking by Myself. I don't have a proper filming setup yet. This is the new house. You may recognise it if you watched yesterday's moving house vlog, but then you're not going to see it again for a while because the rest of the videos after this were pre-filmed back at the old house. But anyway, I don't yet have my books all sorted. I don't have any shelves to film in front of, so I'm just sitting on a very nice new sofa. And in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to my November TBR. So let's see how many of those books I actually read. Sliding in here to tell you my November TBR. That made me feel dizzy somehow, wow. Okay, so we're going to start with all of the leftovers from last month. And if you saw my October TBR, you'll see I didn't read most of those books. So the leftovers is basically most of that whole TBR. Let's go. I did not read House of Birds. Have I read it now? If you haven't read it now, you have to literally down your drink and then also smack yourself over the head with that book. Okay, I'm safe because I did read House of Birds finally and I loved it. I loved it so much. It was such a beautiful book. Both like the cover was beautiful and also the inside was really beautiful. I can't believe it took me that long to read it. So I don't have to drink for this. The drink can go down. I'm only doing very short descriptions of these books, by the way, because I will be talking about them all properly in Balancing the Books. And I actually did already talk about House of Birds in my Let Me Entertain You video for November, so I will link to that if you want a review of it now. I still need to read I Love You Too Much, and I bloody hope I have, because if I haven't, I missed my chance to read it because I was supposed to have read it before we went to Paris. I did read it, and again that's also in the same Let Me Entertain You video, so go over there for descriptions of all of that. I still need to read Toil and Trouble. Have they got any further with that? I don't think I've read a single other story in that whole month. Wow, that's bad. I'm so sorry, other Emma. I'm supposed to be buddy reading this one with Emma Tobias, and I've been failing. But to be fair, I don't think she's read any more either, so I think we're good, Emma. I still need to read The Brief History of 7 Killings. Okay, so I did start this one. I read about 150 pages, I think, and then I DNF'd it because it was just very violent. I don't do well with very violent books, and it was just making me feel like it was such a chore to read it because every time I turned the page I was a bit scared of what was going to happen. So I did DNF that one. So that's like a half point. I don't have to drink yet. I still need to read Hidden Bodies. I did read Hidden Bodies. That was a reread. I thought it was not that good actually. I just reread You a few months ago, which is the first book in that series, and I loved it. I mean, it's like ridiculous, but I loved it. Hidden Bodies just like not as good. And finally, I still need to read Trace. Trace? No. God, I forgot I was even supposed to read that one. I didn't hold up any of those books. Here they all are. Have you read them? And some others that are on my Kindle. They're invisible here. Okay, moving on to the new stuff. There is a read-along going on this month, and actually for the next few months, called the Taylor Jenkins Read-Along, hashtag TJ Read-Along, and I'm so excited because I'm obsessed with Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've only read 2 of her books, but I loved them. Particularly The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo because it's so bloody good. Get out of my shot.
Do the creep.
No, don't be creepy. You know I hate ugly face. So I just tell Archie that I hate his ugly face. So this read-along is being run by Dylan is Tweeting and Chandler Ainsley, and every month they are reading a different Taylor Jenkins Reid book. So we are starting in November with Forever Interrupted, which I have not read yet, and I'm really excited, so I'm going to read that. Okay, so I did read Forever Interrupted, and I was actually a bit disappointed. So I loved, as did the whole world, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And I'd previously read a book called Maybe Another Life, also by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I'd enjoyed it. I hadn't loved it to the same extent, but I thought it was like a really smart spin on a like more casual beach read. So from having those two, I then was like, oh my god, love Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I went and like bought her entire back catalogue. So this was the first one that I finally actually picked up and read. I think it's been like a year since I bought them all, and I found it just like distinctly okay. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I found there were a lot of problems with it. I'm going to talk about it more in my Balancing the Books wrap up, so you'll hear more of my thoughts, but it was kind of a meh for me, but I did read it. And then there's only really one other book that I really wanted to read this month, and that's because at the end of this year I'm going to be recording my reactions to my 5-star predictions, and I've read all of the books that I filmed my 5-star predictions of except for one, and that is The Homemaker by Dorothy Canfield Fisher. I really want to read this one. I really think I'm going to love it. I hope I'm going to love it. So I need to read it in November so that I'm ready next month to film my reaction to it. I did do that, and I did film the reaction, and I loved it, spoiler alert. So that reaction video is actually not coming out till like towards the end of this month, I think. But stay tuned, all my 5-star predictions coming up. Okay, and then finally for the Get a Hold of Yourself challenge. Last month I finished, finally, because I started it like literally 2 years ago, I finished picking all the categories out of the hat. So I'll start that again maybe next year can't be bothered right now. But I still have my dice game where I roll a dice and there's different rules and it determines what book I have to read this month. So let's get a dice. I don't know where to roll this dice because I'm standing. I'm just going to roll it on the floor. You can't see it, but it's a 3. I don't remember what 3 means in my code. Number 3 just means I have to read the oldest book on my TBR, as in the one that's been there for the longest. So give me a second and I'll find out what that is. Interesting. This one has been there for a while. The next book that I have to read in the month of November is His Bloody Project by Graham McCrae Burnett. Nope, haven't even looked at it. I've heard great things about this from my mum, who's the only person I know who's read it. It did get shortlisted for the Man Booker, so that's also always a great sign. Got a 3 for 2 sticker on that I'm never going to be able to get off. Can we just stop putting stickers on books? Because I can never get them off and I hate it and it makes them look ugly. This is like one of those cool books where it's fiction, but it's sort of pretending not to be fiction. I love that shit. Fall for it every time. Cool, so that's my TBR. Let's put them all together and look how scary it looks. This is it. This is my November TBR. Plus the Kindle shit. Cool. Easy. I can do that. Okay, bye. Okay, that wasn't too bad. There were only 2.5 drinks in there. I'll do the little half drink now. But here's my update. I have decided to stop doing these videos because I just find that it's so much repetition. Like you already saw in there how many times I had to say, I'll do that one coming up and balancing the books. I don't like just talking about the same set of books twice and try and decide how much of a detailed review to give in each video. It feels just like a waste of time. So I love doing the balancing the books videos, especially now I've chilled out and taken away the rules of it. It's just going to be like a wrap up of what I hauled and what I read and what I gave away with no requirements. Thank you for the suggestion. That was Jen Campbell who gave me that suggestion and I was like, whoa, how did I never think of that before? So I'm going to keep doing those videos. I'm going to stop doing the reaction to my TBRs. But just a question, do people still want to see the TBRs? I've never really made TBR videos because, to be honest, I don't watch TBR videos because I don't really enjoy just seeing what someone's deciding to read if I don't know whether or not they did read it. So I think that I will just stop making TBRs, but just let me know if people are interested in seeing TBR videos. I could try and think of some other way to make them something that I would find more interesting to do. I don't know what that is yet, so no promises. Okay, cool. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're not already because I'm posting new videos every day of Vlogmas, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and leave me a comment below and let me know what you read in the month of November and what you've got on your TBR coming up for Christmas. See you next time.